Good afternoon. It's the Miz talking sports. It's Saturday, the day before NFL Sunday, week 8, in a league where they play for pay. What's going on, guys? You know what this is. It's the Mizes Pick 6. And today I'll have an extra Game 7 bonus on a Monday night as the New York Football Giants go into Arrowhead to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll talk a little bit about that game when we get to it. I got the Jabril Peppers 21 throwback jersey hanging in the Raptors out of respect for a man that's all heart, one of the warriors on our defense, a man whose season came to an end last week, a fan favorite from the Patterson, New Jersey area, literally 15 minutes from Giants Stadium. Jabril Peppers. Maybe the injury, as sad as it is, could be a blessing in disguise. He comes back next year on a 1-year prove-it deal. Everyone knows he loves wearing that blue jersey. He bleeds for it. So I believe there's a good chance that he will be back. Work out a small deal for 1 year. And, believe in himself. Continue being the captain of the just growing Giants defense. Alright. I'm going to go right into the picks, and then when we get to the Monday night game, we're going to talk about a little bit about what the Giants are going to need to do in order to compete and maybe even win this game. So pick number 1. As I have it down on my phone here. We're going to go to Detroit. The Philadelphia Eagles are playing the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, I believe, have yet to win a game. I mean, they're having a bad season. One of the worst teams in the league, but one of the feisty teams. So it's hard to call them terrible. They haven't been winning. It's a new coach. It's a young team. You know, they're missing parts. They brought in a quarterback from the Rams. They lost Stafford. I'm going to tell you something, man. The Eagles are not one of the better teams themselves. The Eagles are having a losing season. Both teams have been feisty in a bunch of games. Detroit has shown a lot of heart in most of their football games. Probably should have won a couple. To me, the Eagles are a little of a mess. Their head coach is a disaster. I'm going to tell you right now. This is an upset alert, if you want to call it that. Okay? The Eagles are favored 3.5 in Detroit. The Eagles should not be favored 3.5 in anybody's home. You understand me? They don't even deserve the right to ever be favored this season. They're not a good team. They don't got it together. They have a quarterback, shows some flashes here and there, but honestly, so far, all I see is a pretty good backup. And the guy hurts. Does he deserve more time? Maybe. That's up to the Eagles. They drafted Devontae Smith. I'll tell you right now, the man's overrated. Great college player. I don't know if you're going to see it in the NFL. As a Giant fan, thank God we didn't get Smith. Thank God things worked out with the trade and whatever happened where we had to drop back to 20 and ended up with Tony. I'll tell you right now, Smith's not even in Kadarius Toney's world from the few games I've watched from both of them. The Eagles are going into Detroit favored 3.5. You're giving me 3.5 with the Lions at home. I'm going to tell you right now, take the 3.5. The Detroit Lions win this game outright. The Detroit Lions win this game outright. Okay? Give me the Lions. Give me the Lions 24-17. Game number 2. We're going to slide a little more a little south to Indianapolis, where the Titans, the red hot Titans, man. The Titans are balling right now, bro. Hey, maybe no team in the league want to see them. The Titans are playing some damn good football. Henry's running over people. Things are clicking for them. The Titans are going to the Colts. The Colts were supposed to be a good team this year. I had the Colts as a division winner. It started out rough. Wentz is starting to come around. They're starting to play good football. Man, the Colts are favored at home by 3. They're coming off a hard win in San Francisco and nasty weather. They took care of business. I like the way the Colts are playing also. And the Titans have reminded us year in and year out. Every time the Titans start to get going and you want to jump on that wagon and start talking about the Titans making some deep run into the playoffs towards the Super Bowl, they'll win 2 or 3 in a row and come back and lose a game that you didn't expect them to lose based on how they've been playing lately. Give me the Colts. The Colts are -3. I got them winning this game somewhere around 3-4. It's going to be close. Colts win this game. Take the Colts. Now we slide all the way over down to the West Coast, the Northwest. The great Northwest, and the Seattle Seahawks. I understand Russell Wilson still ain't ready to play. I also understand that Seattle's lost 2 tight games that if Russell Wilson was available, those were 2 wins. Alright? So they're holding their own as a team against pretty strong opponent. This week they're playing the Jaguars. The Jaguars are not a good team. We know that. The Jaguars are a young team. A lot of broken parts. Trevor Lawrence isn't working with much. You got to give that organization time. Not that I can guarantee you that time will get them to where they want to get. It's not an organization I believe in. I actually feel bad for Lawrence. He's going to be stuck there a while. But as for this game, Seattle Seahawks are home. They're going to have their home crowd. They should have won last week's game. It was very close. Geno Smith's going to find a way to get this with the Seattle running game, and their defense steps up. The Seattle Seahawks will beat the Jaguars. Alright? And I don't even think it'll be close. Give me Seattle 28-17 over Jacksonville. To hang around. Probably get Wilson back the following week. Alright. I believe we got game number 4 here. And this is a big game this week. 4 o'clock slate in Los Angeles, where the New England Patriots fly across the country and invade LA to play the Chargers. Chargers are a damn strong team. Herbert's playing great football. What a stud, man. This guy is going to be the face of the NFL for years. I seen last year when these two played each other, Belichick put an assault on Herbert, and the Patriots beat them 45-0. There's also a stat that Justin Herbert hasn't lost to the same team twice yet in his short career in the NFL. Well, I got news for you. That comes to an end this week because the New England Patriots have been in some tough games this year, games they should have won. They lost a tight one to Tampa. They lost a tight one to Dallas. These are games you could have made the cases. One play and the difference in the whole game. One play, they could have won both games. So this team's playing hard, and they just put a 54-0 beating on the New York Jets. And I heard Belichick left the score on the scoreboard for 5 hours after the game on purpose. We all know he has a special love for the Jets. Man ran the score up and stuck it to rookie Wilson. The man loves putting it on rookies. Herbert may not be a rookie, but he's close enough. Still a young quarterback. Obviously different. We hold him on another pedestal from these young quarterbacks. But this could be another growing step. The Chargers are a favorite by 4 points in this game. My people. Here's my upset of the week. The New England Patriots are going to beat the Chargers. New England 27. The Chargers 24. Patriots win. They get one to come back their way. The next game, we're going to move over to the Rocky Mountains in Colorado, the Mile High. The Denver Broncos. Hey, the Broncos start off the season hot. You know, people will believe is big-time defense. It's a Chubb, Von Miller. Teddy, he looked good the first 2 weeks. Listen, man. The Broncos are not a bad team, and they're not a really good team, okay? The Broncos are going to end up somewhere around the 8-9 or 9-8 mark. They are what they are. They're still missing some things. I know they have some receiver issues with the injuries. Listen, as a Giant fan, I hate to say this, but sometimes, you know, the Washington Redskins have had a couple not go their way. We're still waiting for their defense to show up this year, and I think I'm going to give you 2 picks in this game. How about that? This is a special right here. I don't usually do this. The Redskins, the Washington football team, and the Broncos are going to play a low-scoring game. Both defenses are going to show up, okay? The under-over is 44.5. I'm going to tell you right now, here's a special. If you want to take it and use it. I know the holidays are coming. Take the under. The under 44.5 in this game, to me, is a lock. This will be a low scorer. Both defenses will dominate this game, okay? Both quarterbacks, to me, are really, truly backups. They both play decent, smart football, but they're not putting up big numbers. This will be a defensive game. Look for the ground games on both sides, and might be a special teams play could play a difference in this game. Field position will be huge, obviously. Punting, kicking, field goals. Washington's plus 3.5. Alright? Just let the sirens go by. Sorry, this is New York City. Take the under 44.5. Take the Washington football team plus 3.5. You're good with the 3.5. If you wanted to buy a point and make it 4.5 and play it real safe, I think Washington wins this game outright. I hope I'm wrong as a Giant fan, but I just got a feeling that Washington goes out west and takes this one. The Washington football game snatches this game. Alright? Give me 20-17, Washington. Alright. Let me get back on the notes. Now we have our final game before we get to the Monday night game. The Dallas Cowboys are going to Minnesota. The Dallas Cowboys are coming off a bye. They were red hot. That bye could not have helped them. The momentum they had going, they were moving like a freight train. Alright? And that bye would slow them down. I feel like it's not the right time to want to have a bye when you're that hot. They're going to Minnesota. Historically, the Vikings own Dallas. They give them a lot of problems. Cook has had some of his biggest games against the Cowboys. I understand the Cowboys are a better defense this year and a much better football team. The Dallas Cowboys are the better football team in this game. But sometimes you go into a place against a team that knows how to match up with you at the wrong time. The Vikings are a better team than people think. The Vikings will be fighting for that 6th or 7th seed this year. This is a big one in Minnesota, and Dak is hurt. And from what I'm hearing right now, is Dak might not even play. So the Cowboys are going to treat this as a game that they don't 1,000% need. If there was a game to give their guys a rest, maybe this is it. Dak gets the bye, and this week a 2-week rest, comes back strong the following week. Something's wrong with his foot. He's had nicks and bruises ever since that injury last year. Minnesota's -3. It's probably because Dak is not playing, because Cowboys were favored by 3, and it went down yesterday from favorite 3 to dog 3. Okay, the Vikings are favored by 3. I'm going to tell you right now, the Minnesota Vikings are going to win this game outright. Okay, their history shows you that they always beat Dallas. no matter where the game is. They need this game more. Dallas is in a division right now where they're cakewalking, and a loss here doesn't hurt them. The Minnesota Vikings are going to win this football game. They're going to make it a little bit of a grind it out with the run game. They're going to chew up a lot of clock, try to keep the Cowboys offense off the field. Give me the Minnesota Vikings, 27-20. The Vikings win this game and give the Cowboys their second loss of the season. And finally, we have a Monday night showdown. It's the New York Football Giants going to Arrowhead to play the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs have been struggling this year. They're coming off of a humiliating beating of the Tennessee Titans. And the Giants are coming off of an emotional win. The fan base very hyped, believing in season turning around and that things can happen. I hear a lot of fans, what I don't like about this game is that a lot of fans are, sleeping on who the Kansas City Chiefs truly are. They're looking at the last few weeks, and the Chiefs have had some struggles this year with their O-line, which has caused Mahomes and the offense to have some struggles. Their defense hasn't played well. But don't for a second underestimate what the Chiefs have done in this league the last few years. All right, 2 Super Bowls in a row. They won one. They dominated the leagues, winning records by a large margin. The Chiefs are a beast, and we all know Arrowhead might be the loudest stadium in the country. You talk about a hostile environment. The New York Giants coming off of a good win. The O-line has cracks. They pieced together an O-line. Through 6 games, we've had 6 different offensive line formations. Not a good recipe. All right? They've tried to hold their own. Soldiers is a major problem. The game has passed him by. He's shot. He's done. Pert is still young. I still call him a rookie. Even if it was last year, he didn't play much. So he's still playing the amount of games that a rookie has. So he's learning on the go. You lost Nick Gates. Andrew Thomas is not going to play for another week or two, which is the biggest piece to this O-line. Andrew Thomas, this team needs him back badly. Daniel Jones needs Andrew Thomas on the field. You don't have Barkley. Okay, you don't have Galladay this week. You have Shepard back, and there's a good chance that Kadarius Toney's going to be a go, which is huge. And hopefully he's a go at 100% and not at like 70%. But either way, when you put the guy on the field, in the small amount of games he's played, he's shown that the defense is going to have to worry about him. Whatever side he is, that secondary is going to be leaning. All right? Which can open up the other players. Is Ingram playing? I don't know. It's going to tell you a lot. He's on the trading block. There's 5 teams that have called for him. Green Bay just lost their starting tight end Thursday night, and I would think the Packers, who last year were heavily involved in calling for Ingram, are back on the phones right now. And the difference between a 4th-round pick and a 5th-round pick is probably what gets this trade done. If Ingram doesn't get on the field Monday night, you know that he's gone. He's being traded. All right? Look. I'm as diehard as they come. What the Giants need to do. The Giants have to continue this pass rush that we saw last week, where they had Leo popping in and out from the outside defensive end into tackle. Okay? Dexter played a big game, allowing Leo to rush from the outside. And Azeez Ojulari pretty much erupted in the 4th quarter of that game from the other side. The man has 5.5 sacks for a rookie. He's having a great rookie season. Leo, statistically, at the top of the league at defensive tackle. Tackles, sacks, assists, blocks, pressures. This man's all over the place. He's having a beast season, and anyone who questions the type of player he is or the money he's getting, you're out of your mind. The guy's having a big season, and the only reason he's not getting noticed across the nation is because the Giants have been losing and have had their other issues that people are focusing on, like the O-line and the injuries. If the Giants D could keep coming, and I know we lost Peppers, but we can make up with it. We have the secondary and the other players. You're getting Robinson back, the rookie that was drafted in the 3rd round. You got Love. Love can ball. I'd like to see Love play more. Get Carter Coughlin more involved. All right, if Graham can produce some type of disguised pass rushing, a couple blitzes here and there, I'd put these corners up on these receivers' faces on the line of scrimmage and let them press these guys. Don't sit back in a 10-yard cushion on the Chiefs. Play smart special teams. And on offense, I'll tell you right now, Jones is going to put up the numbers. Jones already arrived. If the O-line just gives time and opens up somewhat of a running game, it doesn't have to be great, man. Just enough running game where you could play the play action into it. Jones is going to put up the numbers with the weapons he has, even if he doesn't have his full arsenal. You got Tony, get him involved in end rounds, hit him with the quick passes in the flat, let him do his thing with his legs. You got Shepard for over the middle, 10 turns, post. If Ingram's playing, you got to use him. You can open up this game, all right? Pettis showed you something last week. Get him involved. Let him return a punt. Shoot him a ball maybe deep. Some slants. He showed you he can make plays after the catch. Look, I'll be going nuts Monday. I'm a diehard fan. And I think this coaching staff will have the Giants ready to put up a good game in front of the nation. A chance for Jones to shine. And announce, here's the arrival of Daniel Jones. The man's real. All you people out there that laughed, we'll see who's going to be laughing. Bottom line is, I still respect the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are still the Kansas City Chiefs. They're still going to win 11 games this year. They're still going to get in the playoffs, and you still don't want to see them. I don't care what people say, man. I believe it when they're out. The Chiefs will find their shit. They'll get it together, put a 6-game winning streak, and it might start Monday night. We're walking into a hostile environment, playing an angry team that's going to be real focused. And you want to know the main reason why? Because Andy Reid is a damn hell of a head coach, man. And he's going to have this team ready to rumble. And don't be surprised if suddenly the Chiefs' defense steps up and shows up this week. Because the Giants' O-line is still not whole. Not whole at all. Alright? Spags will have the Chiefs' defense play a much better game. They're going to pull in the reins. They're going to tighten the playbook. And they're going to play a more intense, aggressive football game. You know, they're not going to spread it out and run a circus. They're going to play a real deal football game. You're going to see a lot of handoffs, a lot of end arounds, some slants and screens. They're not going to be shooting the ball deep the whole game. You might call it somewhat of a more conservative Chiefs offense this week. But the type that can focus more on a real football game. And a lot of times, less is more. I think the Giants give them 3/4 of a hell of a football game. But we're in a tough spot this week. And you're asking for a lot. You come back next week, you come home and you beat the Raiders. And you go into the second half believing. You know, I hate to say this. And believe me, my emotions will be out there on Monday night. And I hope I'm wrong. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to win this game. Chiefs 30, Giants 21. That's the Mizes picks for this week. I'm sure we'll be talking. Enjoy the game Sunday. Watch it with who you watch it with. Go through your routine. We don't get many of these in a season or even in a life. Right? NFL Sunday. Special to a lot of us. Have a fun Sunday.